Yes, yes. My girl, and say, this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
All right. I'm talking to you today is because I wanted to welcome you to our mentor program. Yes, I am your mentor, and I'm going to be helping you to deal with dialysis and transplant and kidney disease. You can call me. We have a special hotline for you to call me and talk to me. What? No, no, no. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I just have experience dealing with dialysis and kidney disease and kidney failure and stuff like that. No, no, no. I'm a volunteer and I help all kind of people, and they assigned me to a few people, and you are one of them. Okay, so we can be meeting here, or we could do Zoom. We could talk over the phone. We could do chat. We can do it weekly or monthly. Whatever you need or see a need, we could discuss stuff. It's going to be good. You know what I mean? I'm a good listener. I know how to be quiet, and I can talk as well. All right, so just let me know what's going on with you at the center, or how you're dealing with being a new dialysis patient. Let me know. We're just going to talk about it. We're just going to kick it a little bit. But I don't know if you heard about this lady. She has her own show or something like that. And she's been on dialysis like forever. She had a transplant like forever. She's just a wonderful woman. I mean, they just know on that kidney world stuff. But I want you to try to look at her show. Come on, 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Oh, you heard about it? No, you didn't hear about it. Get out of here. Well, anyway, she comes on now. So I got to tune in. So I think you should tune in too. Why? Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And happy Sunday to you. Yes, we're in a new month of November. We're still in November. That's right. And so much is going to be coming up. Believe it or not, all right, we had these are the footsies that we had to wear over our feet, when I go to work. So we don't track any coronavirus and stuff. So besides the mask, wearing the shield when I'm seeing clients and stuff like that, and the shield at the desk, these are the things I have to wear through the facility unless you have a change of shoes that you keep there. So this is good for, not, tracking on a lot of stuff. I see a lot of hospitals and clinics and stuff have these things for certain people, but in our place where we work, we have this. So I just wanted to show this to you guys. Okay. Today, my husband would have been 60 years old. And boy, I miss him. We would have been doing it up if he was here. But happy heavenly birthday, Mitch. Mwah. Your wife loves you. She's still here. Hold my feet up there. It ain't time yet. How about that? Okay, we got a wonderful slam and great show for you tonight. My guest has been on my show before. That's right. Yes, she has. All right. This is when she was on dialysis. And now she has a transplant. We're going to find out about all them journeys. How about that? All right. This is Rhonda Johnson, right? She's a social worker. She's had a transplant. She's a mother. She's a wife. She's a grandmother. She is a warrior. So I would like to welcome her to the Lisa Baxter Show for the second time. Come on, Rhonda. Woohoo! All right now, all right.
Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Wow.
Hi,
this
Lisa.
Is a new thing, right?
Yes, it is.
Before, We was side by side in my house, my
Right.
apartment. You know, y'all did the show all on all kind of locations, but this time we doing split screen, and we was even doing this before the pandemic. How about that? So look at here, look at here. Let's drive right in here
All
and
right.
welcome.
Thank you.
Boy, you're a survivor and a warrior on every hand, girl. Not just about dialysis or anything out or kidney disease, but you are just a real trooper, a real warrior, a patient one. And you got that transplant. Oh man, I'm just too
Thank
happy for
you.
you. Woo. Glory be to God, the total glory. Next,
Say hello, Miracle. Say hi.
she called her kidney miracle. I call mine Anna. I ain't mad at you. You ain't never lied. Name that miracle. Name that blessing. How about that?
Yes, she
Well,
is.
wow. Now, Rhonda, tell us before we get into the other stuff. Tell us what made you become a social worker.
Life experience. And I have to most importantly give all honor and praise to God. God chose this path for me. I didn't. He chose it based on my own personal experience, and I had no idea that that was what I was going to do or even born to do. I always
Wow.
like to talk to people. I always like helping people, but I never, ever, ever knew that God would take my own personal experience and turn it around for me to work with other people.
Wow. Wow.
I had no
Mm.
idea that that was going to happen.
Well, how long you been a social worker?
Um, Initially, I started out, well, first, let me say I'm a child welfare background. I started out as a secretary. People used to leave the client's kids at the desk so they could go to meetings with the client, and they would leave the kids with me. Um, and of course, you know, the kids would touch my heart because I would get into them. But not only that, based on my own personal experience of having had that child in foster care experience, what happened was one day as a secretary, I was reading through the charts. I was filing some stuff. And as I looked, I got a glimpse at my own life through the lives of these children. And I broke down and I cried. I must have cried. I had to stop filing. And then, of course, they started leaving me with the children. So I started talking with the children. Um, and from there sprang a desire to work with the children who were yet much like my own children. And I said, gee, if this is what these kids are going through, maybe my kids were having the same experience. So I found myself working in the group homes with the kids. And then one day I discovered that the kids longed to be with their parents. And I says, well, gee, there's another side to this. It's not just the kids. And I worked with the kids for a while. I left the secretary's position, worked with the kids, and then left from the kids and said, you know what? I want to work with the parents. And that's how I became a social worker in the child welfare agency.
Wow. Well, I had worked with ACS too for like 6 years too, with foster care and runaways and adoption agencies and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So and they do touch your heart and they do move you and it makes you want to do more and work harder at it. And I dealt with the teenagers as well, and I love them, and that's a hard population, people say. But you know, all of it can be a challenge, but it's a blessing at the same time. You know,
It's just
so
no coincidence that that was the agency that my kids and my family were involved in. So it's funny how God took me out of that agency and then put me back in a different capacity. So again,
yeah.
my work with them was born out of my own personal experience with them. Um, so I've been with
Wow.
them now 27 years next month.
Woo! Ooh,
And I
my
must
hat
have
off to
worked
you.
in, yeah,
Wow.
every department they had there. Um, in search of trying to find a better way to not just to understand. I understand what they're going through, but how can I help? How can I give back? And so that's how I ended up being a social worker in the child welfare agency as a parent advocate with the parents that children are in foster care.
Well, okay, that's fantastic. Now, tell us about your dialysis journey.
My dialysis journey, which I met the beautiful Miss Lisa Baxter. Um, I came in very new to that experience, very afraid, having a lot of questions, kind of sort of embracing it because that was what I had to do. Um, and it just took off. That was in 2011. And I found that
Yes.
it wasn't helping me, but it was hurting me more than it was helping me. And I started talking to you, of course. They couldn't figure out this treatment or how to treat me or what to do. My numbers were always perfect. Like nobody could figure it out. And I was very uncomfortable. And so I spoke to you, if you remember, and I says, gee, Lisa, where
Mm-hmm.
can I get a second opinion? And you said, well, I don't know if you can get a second opinion, but what you can do is you can talk to this doctor, my lovely nephrologist, Dr. Scott, because he's having a research program. And I said, a research? I said, okay, well, it couldn't help. I mean, it couldn't hurt if I just get involved in the research. And it was specifically for people with polycystic kidney disease, which we had. So
Yes.
I went in to see him. I made my appointment. And during the time that I entered into the study, I asked him about second opinions. And he says, well, see if you can get a copy of, your dialysis labs and bring them back to me on your next appointment. When I did, he looked at it and he discovered that I had well over enough kidney function to support me without being on dialysis.
That's right.
So at that time in 2011, I did do dialysis up until April, I think, was it April or May of the following year, and I was taken off. And by the grace of God, I remained off of dialysis for 6 years under Dr. Scott's care.
Yes, yes.
In
He's a good doctor.
2017, yes, he is excellent. In 2017, my time was up. It was now time to go on dialysis, and my kidney function had decreased to that point. But during 2011, I discovered that I could get listed for a transplant. And so I did. I got listed in 2011. I remained listed throughout my entire process. When it came time to go back on dialysis in 2017, I remained on dialysis. And this time it was a little bit of a struggle. I was more involved in the dialysis than I had been previously. My numbers weren't so good. It took a lot of work. I met a lot of beautiful people again through Miss Baxter, who I felt a sense of loss because when I left the treatment center
Dr.
that we were
Satula.
both going to, right, South Queens, I kind of
Yeah,
lost her a
picking us
little
up.
bit. And then
Hmm.
one day we ran into each other, and I was working across the street from her. And
That's right.
like I said, in 2017, I kind of was missing her again because that was my patient advocate and I didn't have
Ah,
her anymore. And she put me in touch with another beautiful young woman named Angela. Um, and I met Angela, and we kind of networked, and I became involved in For Kidney's Sake, which Lisa was
Yes.
also a part of. So I didn't know all the advocates knew each other, and I was
Yes.
like, wow. So we started to get together during the various events. Um, Lisa and I reconnected,
Pearl.
and pretty much right up until I got a kidney, and there were a lot of moments when I was being offered these kidneys and I wasn't getting them, and I would cry to Lisa like, "Oh my God, this is so terrible." I mean, even having to have the experience of going all the way up to the hospital and getting in the
Tell them about
bed,
that. Yes. They
and they're
had you
saying,
in the bed and
"Oh,"
everything and didn't give you the kidney. Sent you
and
home.
they're
Tell
so
him.
I was so devastated. I was so angry with them. I was so, oh, I can't even describe the words I felt for this hospital. So I says, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm going to go and I'm going to list at another hospital and I'm going to leave them. So I did the whole workup. This is my third year. It was my third year, going into fourth year in dialysis. It would have been 4 years in February. And I decided to go into another hospital, which I'll just leave the name out, and get a new workup and let them decide if they would accept me. Right about the time that I completed my workup with them, Mount Sinai called me again, which is my
Told you that
transplant
kidney was
hospital.
covered.
I'll say
Yes.
that. And I remember when they called me, they didn't give me such a great presentation about this kidney,
Oh wow.
inclusive, right? That I would still have to do dialysis once I got it for a while. And I was like, oh, that's not going to work.
I know that's right. You ain't never lied.
They didn't decorate the kidney. They didn't say it was this beautiful kidney coming from this beautiful place. They just kind of like said a lot of things about, you know, what couldn't happen.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I went to God on that one, and I was like, well, he brings you to it, he'll bring you through it. If there's anything wrong with it, he gonna fix it.
Come on now.
And I
If
said,
you
you
to
know
it, he's
what?
gonna bring you through it.
I told the people when I called the coordinator back, I says, listen, I hope that you guys aren't calling me with another kidney because I just can't take it anymore if it's not for me. I understand that you guys got to do your job, and but you're killing me. And
Yes.
he said,
Disappointing.
come on in through the emergency room. I said, I'll take it. I don't care what it looked like because I know God's going to fix it. And I went in. That was September 14th.
Mm.
And September 15th, they did the transplant. Um, God showed up and showed out.
Come on now.
Everything from the operating room not being ready at the time I was prepped and ready to go, to the anesthesiologist saying he didn't have reports on my heart, so he couldn't anesthetize me in order to do the surgery, to once I got in there, they couldn't find the vein to put they had to deaden my entire arm in order to find a line. From that to, of course, by then I was out. The kidney that they said wouldn't wake up after everything was said and done, which I wasn't conscious. I didn't know. The kidney woke up as soon as they put it in.
Come on
But
now.
due to everybody knows that when you have dialysis, there's such a thing as fluid retention, and it goes around your lungs a lot because the water is direct to your lungs and your heart. So
Yeah.
as I was laying on the table and they had put the kidney in, they were giving me the saline drip. My lungs filled up with fluid. My heart was going into arrest. I had no idea
Chanda.
what was going on. Um, they had to intubate me to suck the fluid out and pray that my heart would
It
relax.
still works. Yes.
Right, that they didn't lose me because they were losing me. My blood pressure dropped. Like, long story short, I was checking out. The kidney was was dancing down there, but
Yeah.
I was
She was
going
fine with
to
it. Yes.
Miracle was throwing
Well,
a party.
hmm
And somehow or another, when they got the fluid out, I stabilized. When I woke up, the whole surgical team came in and said, you gave us quite a scare. And as I was laying in the bed recuperating from all of this, because my throat was terribly sore from the tube going down into my lungs and everything, I said, you know what? You are a miracle. Miracle, you are a miracle. Um, and that's because God said she's going to live because I'm going to use her. And so here we are,
wow. Full circle, huh?
full
Full circle. Well,
circle.
you dealt with a lot, heart issues, and you dealt with so many things, polycystic kidney disease, you know what I mean? Waiting for a kidney, they get it, snatch it back, have you go all the way to the hospital and not give it to you, give you bad results about the kidney. But when man says no, God says yes. And honey,
That's
he said
right.
yes all over your life.
That's
Okay?
right.
Yes.
And I, like you,
So
Lisa, chose to work throughout all of this. Even though when the COVID came in, Lord knows I must have been exposed like 8 times at the dialysis center. One of the patients from my doctor's office came in. Not only did he come into the office had to shut down, but he came to dialysis where I go
yeah.
and infected a couple of people, and then he died. And we
Woo.
didn't know that all this time until after he infected people and passed away that we
Wow.
had been exposed. And I'm saying, oh my God, I done brought this home to my family. Um, I my job said, you know what? I think you need to work from home. So I
Mm-mm.
was home working with my same clients with the same gusto and
All right.
everything. I was sick a lot, but I was determined that I was going to help somebody else no matter what. Because I remember when I first started this thing, I was saying, oh God, how am I going to help your people? I'm going to help your people. I'm all messed up over here. I remember God gave me my grandson, and my husband and I are raising him, and he has his own challenges. And I
Yes.
remember saying, how I'm going to take care of this boy. God always makes a way. When he's going to use you, he's going to use you no matter what, no matter what, you
That's
know.
right. He
And
give you the tools. He give you the
yes,
tools. Get the job done. He has
that's
that ram
right.
in the bush for you when you can't find nothing to help you, and he'll give you the tools. And I've seen your growth and everything. You know what I mean? All right, that's why you paying it forward too. And I see you starting to help other dialysis patients and stuff like that.
Yes.
Even though while you're healing and you're growing, I'm very
You
much
taught me
proud.
that. You taught me that. You can't keep it unless you give it away.
All right, you better go ahead. Oh my God. What would you say to somebody out there that's waiting for a kidney? They're discouraged, they upset, they can't take it anymore. What would you say? What kind of encouragement can you give to that person? Talk.
Attach gratitude to every moment that you have. I don't care what it is. For even the gratitude for the COVID. Thank you, God. The COVID's here. It taught me how to slow down. It taught me how to appreciate what is. Stop looking at what isn't. Um, for me, it is and it always will be God. I can't deny him. I would get up, start my morning early, start to praise him, listen to something positive, push away all negative things. If somebody came to me with something negative, I'd be like, I can't entertain that. I got to think positive. I got to think happy, even though this thing seemed like it's getting best of me. Stay positive, try to do the next right thing, no matter, even if you hurting, just say, you know what? Trouble don't last always.
Yes.
I had to believe in a power greater than myself, because for me, I'm so limited. you know I had to have the faith of a mustard seed just to get through a day. Every time I would get sick on dialysis, I'd feel like, you know what, I'm so tired of being sick. Seemed like I can't do nothing. And then I would just get up and say, but you know what? Be grateful, you are doing something. Every day I went into dialysis, I had a song, I had a dance, I had a joke. They still tell me to this day that they miss me there because I kept the place live. I stayed happy.
I
And
believe it.
I tried, and it was hard. But those were little things I practiced. I practiced talking to God, building that relationship with him, praising, getting into praise, because I couldn't go to church no more. So I would be in my living room getting it on,
Amen. Me too.
listening to something spiritual every day, trying to stay, and help somebody.
Well,
Help
you gotta stay
somebody.
busy with that kidney. Yeah, you gotta pay it forward. You gotta help somebody else, and you gotta stay busy, because if you buy the phone, it drives you crazy if it's not ringing. So if you stay busy while you're waiting for that kidney, it makes it a lot better, a lot sweeter. Sweetens the pot. You
And
know what I'm
talk to
saying?
people. Talk to
Yeah.
people.
Talk.
Call.
Yeah.
I got involved with the lovely organizations, including Champions for Kidney Disease, CKD,
Uh-huh.
is it?
Okay. Uh-huh.
I started talking to them on the Facebook a lot.
Oh
It
yeah.
was just Dawn Edwards,
That's right.
you,
Mm-hmm.
Dawn, the other
Stephanie,
Dawn. Yes, like
Taylor's.
it was just so many people for
Yeah.
kidney sake.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept in contact. I would encourage other patients. I would find myself
SRG network.
advocating for them,
Yeah.
you know,
AKP.
and helping them. Sometimes when I would go into the center, there was one man that was losing his housing. There was another person that was having trouble with finances and accessing certain services. All the stuff that we do on a regular basis. And it just kicked right in. And I said, well, hey, I got some information. And me and
That's right.
another patient we started a bulletin board up there. And I would bring in stuff and she would bring in stuff. And we would invite people to the For Kidney Sake events and tell them about all the things, Miss Baxter, you would share with us, different events going around in
Great.
the kidney community. And those are things that help me to wait, because I took the focus off of how bad it was and tried
Mm-hmm.
to use it to make it better for somebody else.
Yes.
And that's what helped me to be able to wait. And again, I talk to people. I talk to people when I didn't feel good. I talked to people when I felt good, you know.
Wow.
You know.
Who would you give a shout out to? I'm about to end the show. Nurse Belcher got a show next, and he's a busy person. How about that?
Oh
Okay,
yes.
so who would you give a shout out to, darling?
Gosh, that's a hard one because I want to shout out to everybody.
Say everybody.
But most importantly,
your husband or somebody.
But most importantly, I want to shout out to all the people in the kidney community, including Mr. Belcher, Miss Lisa. Shout out to God, who's the head of my life. Shout out to my family. I just love you all. God bless you. And shout out to Mount Sinai. Y'all came through.
Yeah, that's where I got my kidney from. I ain't Miracle. Yeah. Hallelujah. No. You know, you always an awesome guest. You a woman on fire. Keep that fire burning and going. Keep helping yourself and helping others, your neighbors, and your community. I'm going to thank you again. I'm going to say good night. You're welcome, darling.
I love you, and I'll see you at the next event.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget, I'm tell everybody about Pink and Pearls.
That's right. Woohoo! All right.
Night, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Wow. Listen to this. Well, guys, you have heard it. You have heard it on the Lisa Baxter Show tonight. A wonderful guest. Next week, I got a doctor. That's right. A doctor will be in the house. Lieutenant. That's right. Lieutenant, Colonel, Doctor, Physician. All right. Rimothere L. Webster will be in the house. That's right. So you'll hear a whole lot from her. She's in the military and she's a doctor. Thank you for tuning in. Bless your life. See you next week. Mwah. A million blessings. Peace. V for victory.
Do you know you could have kidney disease and not even know it? 9 out of 10 people who have stage 3 chronic kidney disease do not know it. The rate of kidney failure for African Americans is 3 times higher than among Caucasians. And one reason for this is that they are not aware when they have earlier stages of kidney disease. At a time, treatment could prevent the damage from progressing to the point when dialysis or kidney transplantation is necessary. In addition, due to high rates of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, Blacks and African Americans have an increased risk of developing kidney failure. African Americans need to be aware of these risk factors and visit their doctor or clinic regularly to check their blood sugar, blood pressure, urine protein, and kidney function. Be aware. Get tested. The life you save may be your own. For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is